Hey now, this is John Deary. Welcome to another episode of Grubmasters. I have Chris Deary here, who is back fresh from receiving the Man of the Year award.
Somebody had to get it, John. I couldn't have been happier to receive it, and here I am today.
Well deserved, my friend. All right, so today, Chris, what are we going to talk about?
We're going to be smoking some stuff, and it's going to be meat. We got to choose a nice wood to smoke that meat with, and you got a variety of wood here, John. How about you tell me how you do your smoking, and we'll get into some of the varieties of wood and their applications.
Sure, so when you smoke, you're basically going to fill up your smoker with a bunch of charcoal. At least that's how I do it, in the backyard. We're not talking about commercial smokers here. So you have your briquettes loaded up. That's what's combusting. That's what's kind of creating all the heat. And what you want to do is you want to take some fragrant wood and put it on top and let that smolder. And that smoldering is what's going to give the flavor to the meat. So we have a couple different choices here.
Yeah, it looks like you got 4 bags of some goodies here. First one being mesquite. Tell me a little bit about the mesquite wood, John.
So mesquite is it's a bit of an earthy flavor. It really pairs really well with beef, something that's kind of got a stronger taste to it. So something that's a little bit more robust of a meat, and beef is it really. You could do it with pork as well, but it just shines with the beef. So
nice. Hickory.
Hickory's a little bit of a utility player. You could do beef as well as pork. It's got kind of a bacony flavor to it, a bacony type of essence there, and it does well with beef. But also, you're probably going to say, well, okay, it's bacon on top of pork. So again, here, we're talking about layers of flavor, and bacon on anything isn't a bad thing.
Love the bacon.
So you can't go wrong with pork either.
Love the bacon. I like that. Hickory, good with pork. Good tip. Next wood here looks like it's apple. And isn't apple kind of synonymous with your white meats, John? Or is it more of a...
It's really versatile. Apple is... it's sweet and it's fruity. It just pairs well with anything. I think it does shine more with the white meats, where the flavor of the beef may overpower even that smoke of the apple. So I think it's good with your white meats, your porks, your chickens, fish. So it could do it all. It's certainly versatile. That's why it's very, very popular. But it's kind of a mild, sweet, fruity note to it.
Sounds like the apple is more the Swiss Army knife of woods here.
Right, yeah, exactly. Good way to put it.
Yeah. And then lastly, it looks like you have a bag of cherry.
Yeah, so cherry is very much like the apple. It's kind of that Swiss Army knife. It pairs well with everything. It's got that same sweetness. It's got that same fruity note to it. It's just a little bit brighter than maybe the apple. It's just got a little bit more pop to it. It's just a little bit more intense. So sometimes that's what you're going for. Maybe goes really well with pork, but still does well with the chicken, and certainly and fish as well. So
nice. I see you got a piece of wood. It actually looks like a fresh piece.
So let's talk a little bit about sourcing your wood.
Yep.
I bought these bags. These bags are about $6 or $7 each. They're convenient. You just pop them on a shelf. They last for a long time. But this is kiln dried wood because there's a lot of restrictions around shipping wood because of pests. So you got to ship clean wood. And so what they do is they dry it. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but I got to throw a shout out to my friend Ray Bones here. He's got me this chunk of wood from a tree that he felled in his yard, and it's a fruit. It's an apple tree that he chopped down. He gave me a couple big chunks, and what's great about this is it's heavy. I wish you could feel the difference, but that wood is kind of white. It's already chunked up, so it's convenient. But this is much heavier, and I could chunk this any size I want. So if I want a really low smolder, I'll maybe make a bigger piece. And because of the moisture content of this wood, it's going to really smolder for a lot longer versus this, which will burn up a little bit quicker, and I'll be replacing it more often. So best thing, Chris, what did this one cost me?
Nada.
Nothing. We love free.
It sounds like it's a little bit fresher. It's going to smolder a little bit more because it's got that water retention still in there. It hasn't been dried as long, and you can't beat the price.
Right. Now, you're not going to want to use wood that's got a ton of mushrooms growing out of it. Rotten wood is also very heavy wood too if it's just punky. It's got to be a nice, solid piece of wood. and pretty clean. And then feel free to chunk that up. I wouldn't be afraid to do that at all.
All right, these are some awesome tips, excellent tips from the master here. So we're going to be doing a brisket in our next episode, and I think Johnny kind of alluded to what type of wood we're going to use, but John, what type of wood you want to use in our next episode?
There's really two woods traditionally that people smoke brisket with, and that is mesquite. Like I said, it pairs well with the beef, and that's what we're going to use because that's what we have on hand today. Oak is also amazing wood. It's also earthy. It's very similar to the mesquite. It's maybe a little bit less intense of a smoke, but that's also very good. We're just fresh out of it. We burned it all up last time we smoked a brisket. So it's going to be great with the mesquite, and I just really can't wait to sink my teeth into it. So
excellent. I can't wait either. Well, thank you for the tips, John, and join us next time for our next episode. Subscribe, give us a thumbs up.